What's up, guys? It's superdarkwater. So I did a G.I. Joe review like this in this style where it's just like on my lap, like diversity in comics, and I really liked it. I really liked the way I could just hold the comic and talk about it. And it is unedited, but I figure in 2018 I want to upload every single day. My plan A is to upload a video in my regular style, but my plan B, instead of not uploading anything, I'm gonna start uploading videos like this, just so I can have daily uploads. So I've never read a Star Wars comic in my life, full disclosure. This is the first Star Wars comic I've ever bought. It's not the latest Darth Vader. I believe number 9 is the latest one, but it's the second latest one. So it's a part 2 in this story called The Dying Light, and I liked it. This is a recommend. I'm gonna go search out number 7 and pick up the first trade paperback of Darth Vader so I can read it. It's written by Charles Soule, so I've heard mixed reviews on him, but I know he is writing Daredevil. And so I went to my local comic shop, and he's actually moving, and so I wanted to pick up a comic, just an unnecessary comic to say thank you for being my local comic shop for such a long time. And I asked him, I know he's really into Star Wars, so I asked him what Star Wars comics he'd recommend. And this is one of the series he recommended. The other one was the Traits of Crate, or I don't know, some new number 1 that, I don't know. I know Diversity in Comics reviewed it. And there were some other ones like Poe Dameron, but that looked pretty boring. And I don't know. I wanted to check out Captain Phasma, but this was really good. I picked up this cover because, I mean, look at this. It's Anakin floating, like meditating, and he's got his entire Darth Vader costume like floating around him, and just it looks really creepy and cool. So I was like, wow, never thought of Darth Vader like that. So basically it's got this flashback talking about how Darth Vader is beginning his fledgling galactic empire. So I guess this is taking place before Rogue One, after Revenge of the Sith. Correct me in the comments below. I have literally no clue. And this art is by Giuseppe Caminincioli, and it's really good. I like the artwork a lot. It's basically just talking about how Darth Vader is chasing down a Jedi archivist named Jocasta Nu, because he's trying to eliminate all the Jedi in the galaxy. So first you start out with Darth Sidious saying, "Lord Vader, release him." And it's kind of cool because you can tell it's a younger Vader because he's like leaning forward instead of stiff. And he drops the guy, and he's basically lecturing Vader on not to kill too many people because he said he doesn't want to rule over a dead galaxy. But I thought it was pretty interesting because it's like shows that Vader started out really unhinged. And then it cuts to this Jocasta Nu character. She's the Jedi archivist. And I think, yeah, so this statue was actually in Rogue One, but it was laying flat. So it has to be before Rogue One, right? So it says Coruscant, the former Jedi temple. And she says it was so beautiful here. And then it cuts to this like R2 unit and this ship, and or B2. And so the robots, or the droid, is telling her that they found the droid, and she says, "Thank you for informing me. I'll adjust my plans." So I guess that's her ship. And then this is the Galactic Empire chasing them down, and then you get this really cool shot of the B2 unit committing suicide. So you got suicidal droids in this. This is really interesting. I never expected this from a Star Wars comic. I honestly thought it was gonna be boring. And I also noticed that like a lot of the other Star Wars comics are like computer graphics, and this one's like definitely hand drawn. Like they're not using like computer graphics or 3D models. I didn't mean computer graphics, I meant 3D models. Like it's not traced on a photographic. This is actual artwork. So that was cool. And then it shows the temple archives, cuts to the temple archives, and you see this weird alien character, and she's trying not to, you know, go attack him or something, because she like makes this weird like grunt, and she's like, "No, the mission." So okay, whatever. Then you see this the ruins of her ship. They're investigating it, and you got some really cool red stormtroopers guarding the crash site, or the explosion site, and a droid. And then they discovered that part of the ship has a Jedi symbol on it, and then they say, report this to or this needs to be reported. And then this guy's like, report it to who? And then someone new, I've never heard of him, strange name, Darth Vader. And then what? It's like this like meditating, mostly burned up body with force limbs, meditation Vader. Like, this is literally the coolest comic book shot of Darth Vader I've ever seen. I never would have thought of that. And then it's these like little force butterflies, and you see his eyes, and then it says Lord Vader. So he comes out of his meditation, and he's like, what is it? And then it's Darth Sidious, and look at that. He's so freaking badass. He's a savage. He meditates with his lightsaber floating right next to him. And, you know, Darth Sidious tells him that they found a Jedi symbol. And he says, tell them I'm coming. And then it cuts back to the Jedi archivist, and she's looking through the archives, grabs one of them and runs. And then this droid is showing her this part of the Jedi temple. And then this guy kind of tries to give Darth Vader a hard time and say like, oh, you're unnecessary here. And then he's like, no. And he like takes all the parts from the broken ship with the Force, and he's like, you are. And he says, he's basically implying that these guys are unnecessary because of how powerful he is. And then, yeah, so I don't know. Darth Vader's pretty cool. I didn't realize like he had such a cool backstory and lore too. So, yeah, I don't know. I've never read Star Wars comics before, so this is an experiment for me. And then she gets one archive where it's a bunch of Force-sensitive Jedis across the galaxy recorded on there. And she leaves, and then she gets triggered again by this alien guy. And then he throws one of the archives, and then she just gets so angry that she jumps down, and she says, get your filthy hands off my book. So, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like, I want to see what happens next. I kind of hope she dies, because, you know, seems like Luke was the only Jedi by the time A New Hope came around. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. I like this Star Wars comic. Tell me what you think about these style reviews. I'm going to do them from now on and try and do regular reviews. But, you know, if I don't have time to edit and all that, I'm just going to do it like this. And subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. And tell me what you think about this book. Should I read more Star Wars comics? Should I read more Darth Vader? What do you guys recommend? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching.